Hej alle sammen og velkommen til lektion nummer 6. I dag skal vi lære lidt om de ord bekymre. Og det her betyder på engelsk to care about, to worry, to be concerned about. So let's begin. The first example sentence that I have is Han bekymrer sig meget om sine forældre. This verb, bekymre sig, is a reflexive verb, and we know that because it has the reflexive ending sig, which will obviously conjugate depending on the person and the number. We'll go into that in a second. When you have the reflexive added to bekymre, this makes it mean to care about. So like, I care about my parents. He cares about his parents in this situation. Han bekymrer sig, he cares, meget, a lot, which is about, sine forældre, his parents. Han bekymrer sig meget om sine forældre. Okay? Now, since it's a reflexive verb, I'll conjugate it a couple times so we can get used to that. Jeg bekymrer mig om mine forældre. I care about my parents. Du bekymrer dig meget om dine forældre. You care a lot about your parents. We already know han bekymrer sig meget om sine forældre. We also have we. Vi bekymrer os meget om vores forældre, our parents. Y'all, plural you, is I bekymrer jer meget om jeres forældre, about your parents, about all y'all's parents, plural you, and they, de bekymrer sig meget om deres forældre, their parents. Okay? So this is the only reflexive. Oh no, there's another one. But yeah, so you get the point about how those conjugate. Bekymre stays the same for every person and number. It's just the reflexive ending that changes. Okay? So, and again, instead of mine forældre, sine forældre, you can change it to anything. You can care a lot about, your future. Jeg bekymrer mig meget om min fremtid. I am concerned about my future. I care about my future. Okay? The next is more of an adjective. This is I am worried about. Okay? Jeg bekymret for something. I'm worried about something. I'm concerned about something. So an example I have here is jeg bekymret for min datter. I'm concerned about my daughter, for example. And the example here says jeg bekymret for min datter, fordi hun har så mange dårlige venner. I am concerned about my daughter fordi, because she has so many dårlige venner, bad friends. Okay? So jeg bekymret for, I am concerned about, I'm worried about. Okay? Next one is to be worried about something that you're not sure is something that you really need to worry about. For example, like, I'm worried that, we have an example here, I'm worried that my mom is sick. You don't know for a fact that she's sick, but you have some reason that's telling you she might be, okay? So the previous example, we know our daughter has bad friends, so we are worried. Vi bekymrede. I didn't mention that. Okay. Bekymret is an adjective. we have to skip back to the last one. I'm sorry. So I'll put the sentence up here again. Jeg bekymret for min datter. Min datter, okay? I'm worried about my daughter. For jeg du han and hun these are all singular, so it's just bekymret, ends in a T. Because this is an adjective, we have to change it to the E form when it's a plural. And the E form for this kind of past participle verb adjective, which is basically what it is, you change the T to a DE, which is bekymre, okay? And so vi bekymre for vores datter, okay? So yes, that's the difference. This is not a verb that doesn't conjugate. This is technically an adjective. So we have to go from bekymre for singular subjects to bekymre, okay, for V, E, and D, which are all plural subjects, okay? So I'm sorry about that. Let's go back to jeg bekymret for something that we're not certain about. I'm worried that my mother might be sick, okay? And this is going to be a clause that comes after for. We had, in the previous example, jeg bekymret for min datter. I'm worried about my daughter. Okay, that's fine. We gave a reason after that fordi hun har så mange dårlige venner. And that's fine. We have a genuine concern that we are worried about. For this next example, that I've been switching back and forth so much, I apologize. It's the same structure. Jeg bekymret for, but after the for, there has to be a clause, not just a noun, okay? Not just a thing that we're concerned about. It has to be a full situation, its own clause that we're concerned about. And this clause is going to be something that may or may not be a reality, okay? So, jeg bekymret for, comma, at, that, min mor syg. Here we have the word sick again. If you watched the last video, I said be careful when you're pronouncing sick because it sounds also like the number 7, syg, S-U-S-Y-V, as opposed to S-Y-G for sick. So just be careful when you're pronouncing syg. So yes, jeg bekymret for. Then we have a whole clause that comes after next. At min mor syg. Okay? And this is a clause that may or may not be a reality. We're just concerned that it might be. Okay? So you can say that about anything. I'm concerned that my car is broken. You don't know that it is, but it could, break the next time you drive it. I'm concerned that I'm going to get fired from my job. You don't know that you're going to be, but it's a concern that could happen. So this is a good structure for that. Jeg bekymret for, at, and then the rest of your clause. Okay? The next example I'm going to give is you're worried about a situation that definitely is a reality. So you're going to say, instead of jeg bekymret for, you would say jeg bekymret over. And this is also followed by either a noun, like jeg bekymret over min datter. I am, concerned about my daughter. Or it can also be followed by another clause. But this clause is not going to be just necessarily a conjecture. This can also be a statement of something that actually is or actually did happen. Okay? So this is not I'm concerned that this may or may not happen. This is I am concerned because this did happen. So we are using oa instead of for. Jeg bekymret over, at min mor syg. Okay? I am worried, essentially, about the fact that my mom is sick. Okay? So this isn't a question anymore. We don't think she is. Like the previous example, we know she is, and that's why we're worried. Jeg bekymret over, at min mor syg. Okay? So, and then, yeah, you can elaborate on that if you choose to. Okay? Next. You can also change around the construction a little bit by saying, it worries me that. And this is just something to expand your conversational abilities. You don't ever have to say, I'm worried this way, but it's just giving you another option if you want to say it a little bit differently. Instead of saying, I am worried about, or like we've been doing in the previous examples, you can say, it worries me that. This passes in English just fine. You can say, it worries me that, whatever. And we can stick with the previous example too. Like, it worries me that my mother is sick. And this is the factual situation. This is not just a hypothetical concern or situation. This is going to be something that is reality or something that was reality. So det bekymrer mig. It worries me. Det bekymrer mig. At that min mor syg. Okay? And this my we see, that's not a reflexive ending. That's just the object form me. Okay? It can also say, it worries you, det bekymrer dig, or it worries him, det bekymrer ham, or it worries her, det bekymrer hende. It worries us, det bekymrer os. It worries you all, det bekymrer jer. And it worries them, det bekymrer dem. Okay, so, yes, det bekymrer mig at something. It worries me that. Alright, so we have like 2 minutes, so I'll just do a quick recap of every one that we have done so far. So, jeg bekymrer mig meget om mine forældre. This is I care about. This isn't so much a worry as it can be a worry, but it's also just a concern. You have a care for. It's the opposite of basically being unconcerned or neglectful. It's the opposite of neglecting something. It's you care about it. So jeg bekymrer mig meget om mine forældre. Okay. And this is a reflexive verb, so the ending can change from my to dig, sig, us, yeah, or dem. Yes. I'm sorry. Not dem, sigh. For third person plural. I apologize. De bekymrer sig meget om deres forældre. That's going to be the reflexive ending for third person plural, they. Second one we had, jeg bekymret for min datter. I am worried about my daughter. We have a reason for it. Jeg bekymret for, at min mor syg. I am worried that my mother might be sick. That's when we use the bekymret for. Okay? Jeg bekymret over, at min mor syg. Mother is actually sick, so we're using over. And det bekymrer mig, at min mor syg. It worries me that my mother is sick. Alright, so that's everything for now. Out of time, so thanks for watching.